everybody? Hope you're doing great. Woo. Feeling pretty fantastic. Hope you're having a fantastic day yourselves. What's up, Adam? Whoop whoop. Hey, buddy. Thanks for joining the Entrepreneur Pod. So that's been a lot of fun. Getting to know some of the other people there. And so when they have different posts, then I check them out and see if I like what's going down. So it's been a lot of fun, man. Hoping things are going well. Hey, hopefully my buddy reached out to you, Dan over at All Star Fitness. Or I don't know if you reached out to him because he's looking to get a video edited. So that'd be really cool to get you guys connected. I think he's already done all the video. He just needs the editing, make it look sharp. You know, utilizing your skills, bro. I'm sure a lot of you have skills too. So just let me know if you do, and that way I can know exactly what's going on. So yeah, no, it is pretty cool where you basically can kind of push. You know, I put up a post up, and then kind of instantaneously, I'm going to have maybe a dozen people that are going to go and like it, and hopefully, of those dozen, maybe a quarter of them are going to make a comment and just start getting that feed up, right? So the more people that are on it, the better. I've been enjoying using the carousel method as more of an update, and I've been using my Instagram story for the new post, not to be basically. So what I see a lot of people do, which I don't like, is they'll do exactly what the post is, right? So they'll say, "Hey, new post up," and it's exactly the picture that they have. So what I've been doing lately when I use the carousel method is, so like last week I did a post of like my workout routine and had the 10 different slots, and I said I have a new post up, and then in my post it was actually a video, 10 videos of the routine, right? So it was a different way to kind of do like a teaser in my Instagram story to my actual post. Yeah, unfortunately I'm completely booked for the rest of June, San Diego, LA, Miami, and other Bahamas before then. Hey, that sounds fantastic, Adam. It's always better to be too busy and not enough. But we have chatted a little bit. I think I'm going to put him in good hands. Awesome. I hope you do. And I know you do. You that's the nice thing, is that you can start building this network online, right? So I know if I need a video done, I call Adam. What's up, dude? This is what I need. If I can give you enough lead time, then boom, I can get it done in 30 days, 90 days, right? You can kind of give me the window of when it needs to get done. Plus, then you can kind of take a little more time on the project that makes sense for you. So that's where I think you can end up using like a teaser method when it comes to post time, right? So, and I find that some people enjoy the Instagram story function more than like the post function, right? Especially if you're following like 1,000 people, again, the algorithm's the one that's going to bring it up. And so your story is basically a way that you can get people to come to the post if they haven't checked it out yet. So that's kind of the concept there. And then I think like the teaser method is basically just like you would, just like for a movie, right? Just for your post, is that you're using your Instagram story as this teaser. So, something that I always loved about like Pixar is oftentimes their teaser had nothing to do with the movie, right? Where oftentimes you get like these 1 minute or 2 minute clips where it basically shows the entire movie, and now there's like very little incentive to go watch it because you've seen a lot of the jokes already. Probably one of the coolest movies that I've seen as of late is Deadpool, where they've used a lot of really cool teasers in other movies and clips that have nothing to do with the movie itself, and they're throwing it in there. So I'm getting excited about watching the movie, and I know the jokes that I'm seeing right now aren't in the actual movie itself. So something to kind of think about as we think about our social media, as we're trying to get more people to come and like it, is kind of this teaser method. I've been using the carousel as well as sometimes I'll use that as like a weekly update, because I know that not everybody has not everybody's going to take the time to go and watch over every single post that I do on a daily basis, and I understand that the whole point for me is to have, when someone comes and checks me out, they can binge consume me, 20 posts deep, and literally be like, oh my gosh, there's still more to come, and feel like, oh my gosh, this guy. The perception is because I have a lot there, and it's variety, and it's a little bit of me, a little bit of other people, right? So I'm promoting other people, my profile of the day. I'm showcasing a little bit of me in the videos, and at the same time I'm doing a little bit of engagement on I'm at my office, or I'm at a coffee shop. So there's some different scenarios. So there's this perception that I know what I'm doing, when in reality, all that you're seeing is a variety. So the variety has this tendency to feel like I know what I'm doing, when in reality I'm a novice. You know, it's not like I've written an instruction manual. It's not like I'm giving out it's not like I'm giving someone else a playbook of what to do. However, it does give me some comfort level that I do know a little bit more than if I just opened up my account, right? And so that's where I found a lot of opportunity in being able to give some conversations, some speeches, and then I'm working with some businesses and giving them some ideas on how to leverage social media really for their sales department. I'm in sales, it just makes a lot more sense to be able to kind of go on that route. And it's been a lot of fun, right? Because if I can help salespeople make more revenue, then they're going to enjoy what I'm doing. And then when I ask them if I can help them one-on-one with their overall situation, then now I have some credibility, some legs to fall back on. Plus, they'll remember, hey, this dude helped me sell a car. Boom, I'm in there, right? Like now the strategy has actually created fruit, right? And so that's where, just like if I had a farmland, right, I'm going to plant a thousands and thousands of seed, if not millions of seeds, to get a crop. And so I'm not emotional about one seed. I just want to plant a ton of them, and I know that there's going to be some that are going to sprout, there's going to be some that are duds, and there's some that will sprout late. And so the same kind of concept works here, is the more people that I talk to and help them, the more that it gives me an opportunity to kind of go back to those individuals and say, hey, now is the right time to be able to talk about kind of how I can really help you with what I do as my day job, right? What's going to really drive revenue in my pocketbook. So if you don't know who I am or what I do, I'm a financial advisor, and so nobody really wants to hear me talk about like the market and where it's headed and what to save in. And the problem that I don't find a lot of value in general advice, because a lot of times we need specific advice on our current situation. And so, like I don't want to be like a Susie Orman or one of these talking heads that just gives out general advice. I'd rather have a one-on-one conversation with someone and hear their story, what they're looking to do, and then give them very poignant, laser-focused advice on what they should do now, and check in with them on a constant basis to help them grow towards their future. So, really, in kind of where I'm headed in all of this, I don't really have a necessary blueprint of how big and how bad I'm going to blow this up to. I just know that I literally know that I'm on the precipice, the beginning of something massive. I can feel it in my bones, and when I'm talking to other people, they can feel it, that we're on the right track. And I know that as I continue to share this story, it's going to reverberate with other people. I'm dead certain on this one. So I know that if you and I have a conversation in a year, or actually let's just shoot off 12 months from now, it'll be a dramatically different conversation on the fruition of good things that have happened. And then I'll let you in kind of on the inner circle on what really happened, and the pushback that I got from the overall industry and the pushback that I got from other people. At the same time, I felt laser focused on where I was headed. I didn't have all the right pieces ahead. Life is something, it's simple, but yet it is kind of like a chess game. You're trying to set up your next move. If any of you played pool or snooker and you hit the ball in, solids, and you're going for the 8 ball, right? You want to set yourself up for that next hit, because you don't want to give the other person the turn. Next thing you know, they clean the table on you. And that's really where I see, that's where I'm really headed. And I hope that as I document this, and I'm going to give you as much details as I can without it getting in trouble, right? So every post, every tweet that I put out there is monitored by my corporate office. I have to be very careful on what I say and what I put out here. You gave me an idea. I'm going to go execute. Stay tuned. Awesome, Adam. Just tag me on it, buddy. I really do, and I'll use that word. I really love watching your stories and what you're going on with. You're definitely someone that I do follow, and so just let me know. Just tag me on it. I really enjoy it. Oh, you'll probably put in the Entrepreneur Pod, which is cool. So that's kind of where I'd say oftentimes we end up finding ourselves is we have this inkling of an idea, right? And we might feel very passionate about it, or we just might feel in our gut it's the right way to move. And really it's trying to figure out, how do we still run on this thing, even though it might not necessarily be fruiting what we need, right? So let's just think about it from a standpoint of I might want to get into really good shape, right? And so I decide, you know what, I'm gonna really focus in on what I'm gonna input into my body. I'm gonna really look at my nutrition. I'm gonna look at reducing soda. I'm gonna look at reducing alcohol. And so all of a sudden we get really focused on our nutrition. We haven't even changed our exercise routine. All we felt is that, you know what, if I tweak these things, right? If I stop smoking, if I only drink on a Friday night, and I focus on less consumption of alcohol, no more binge drinking, eliminate soda or eliminate eating after 9 o'clock, all of a sudden we start daisy chaining into good things to come for ourselves. And it doesn't mean that we have this like, oh, I'm going to get to 185 pounds. I'm going to get back to my weight in high school. I'm going to get to this, the specifics, suit size. That's not really where I think it's headed. I think for a lot of us, it's basically identifying, I know I have this motivation, this inspiration, and it's compelling me to do something, and that's what I'm all in on. And so as we go on all in on that, then all of a sudden dramatic things start happening for ourselves. But it doesn't happen immediately. And nor would we actually, to be quite honest, really want it to be. Like, so for example, let's say I wanted to lose 30 pounds, and I lost 30 pounds in 2 weeks. The problem that creates is I have this, because I didn't have to work too hard to get there. I kind of starved myself. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't good habits, because at some point I do need to start going back to eating. And so all of a sudden we've started a habit, or we started some action that we know is not sustainable. And so that becomes one of the struggles, is that because we jumped too quickly at that end result, we don't actually have the true habits to make success. They often say it takes 21 days to create a habit. So if we lost the weight that we wanted to in a short period of time, we actually haven't created the decisions and the actions that are going to keep us keeping that weight off for perpetuity. And so we end up finding ourselves going up and down in our weight and not having this consistent path. And not to say that it has to be this linear motion, right? Like all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm at this weight, and all of a sudden it just goes straight down. It doesn't have to go that way. But over time, can we have small decisions that slowly keep us moving in that downward motion that we want to be? And I think that's where we find the true success for ourselves. And we find ourselves saying, you know what, within ourselves, I'm really happy with what I'm doing. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I know I'll get there, right? And it's having that reassurance in ourselves that we're gonna get there, having that faith, right? Having that perseverance, having that stomach, gut, like fortitude to say, you know what? I'm going to get there. I'm going to stick into it, no matter what happens. Come heck or high water, I will get to where I want to go. And that, my friends, is far more motivating to get to that point. It is raining out there pretty good. Pretty good out there. So that's where I think oftentimes we want to have that pushback, right? Because it lets us know that we actually are on the right direction. I am one of the coolest books that I've read so far this year. Definitely loved Black Privilege. That has to be seriously one of the best books. But these two that come to mind, one is Shoe Dog. It's the story about Buck Knight, the founder of Nike, and how really for 10 years it went back and forth. I mean, he had to go and get a job as an accountant, and then went back to the full-time Nike, then went back to teaching at Portland State University. So he went back and forth as he was building this business. And guess what? I don't think he would change those 10 years of struggle, because he built out this amazing business that was able to survive and also dominate the sports apparel business like globally, that